OpenAI does not care about copyright. Apple's $3,500 VR headset. And TikTok loses many, many songs.
It's news to me. Welcome to It's News to Me, where the it is IT and the me is whoever it needs to be. I'm Noah Parker.
I'm Michael Trotter-Lawson.
And I'm Tyler Rasnick.
So, hypothetical question for this week. If you had the choice between having to listen to only one song or only being able to watch one video, which one would you choose?
Are you
and I say video because, like, there was a, kind of the original hypothetical that I heard that I'm kind of basing this off of said TV show, but, like, that still leaves, like, YouTube and things like that, so
right.
So wait, when you say video, would this be, like, confined to, like, one episode of a TV show?
Yes.
Okay. I'm definitely gonna go with a song. Is this like I only have access to this song, or I have to listen to it constantly?
No, you don't have to listen to it constantly. It's more like every time you hear music,
It will be that song.
it will be that song.
And this is just
on
a
repeat.
this is just a this or that, like,
Yeah.
okay.
And you get to
You can
choose.
get with this.
You get to choose the
You
song.
can get with that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got you. I got you.
I like repetition. I really do. I love repetition. My wife hates it. Like, I'll discover a song, or like I'll just really get into a song, and I will listen to it like 50 times on repeat.
I do that.
In the car.
Yeah.
I do that as well. But I mean, would you do that, and never be able to listen to anything else?
Yeah, probably. I would rather listen to something over and over and over again, because there's a part of my brain that, like, it soothes to, like,
It's like
almost,
a comfort.
Yeah, to, like, you expect something, and I expect a part of a song, and then it happens. I would almost rather do that than be confined to one TV show, or one video, whatever. I would get bored after a while of that.
Yeah.
I want my video. If
right.
I had to pick a video, I'd want it to be the music video to Take on Me.
Oh, because you get two birds, one stone.
Yeah.
What if you do a music
Because
video?
I can still listen to the song. Because you
Yeah.
didn't say I can't listen to music for the rest of my life
Well,
if I choose the video.
yeah, but I mean, no. I mean, the thing about choosing the video is that you can listen to whatever song you want to.
Yeah, but, like,
That's the.
but you get
that's
music
the thing. You just get the
24/7.
option of.
Yeah.
It's all music all the time.
Yeah.
With this option.
Because the thing is, like, even if you're choosing, like, being able to watch any video, like, choosing that option and being stuck with one song, like, I feel like that's probably going to ruin a lot of, like, movies and whatnot. Because, like, it's replacing the soundtrack.
Man, yeah, you see,
with,
like, the death scene of, like, it's like the scene in Marley and Me where the dog dies.
Wait,
but
what?
it's-
I haven't seen Marley and Me.
That's on you, dog. It's
It
been out long
dies?
enough.
Are you kidding me?
Sorry.
I was getting ready to watch
Yeah,
this.
well, you should have watched it sooner. But, like,
It's for the.
Hey Y'all
Girl
by
Dragon
Outkast
Tattoos.
is playing, you know?
Yeah.
No, I don't. I haven't seen it.
Well, yeah, but that wouldn't actually be playing. That'd just be like, if that was your song you chose.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like The Hustle.
I don't know. I watch, like, too much, like, YouTube, and I like movies and TV shows too much to go with that one. But
See, that's the thing. I don't watch a lot of movies or TV, but I do watch a lot of YouTube. And I feel like I would be way more satisfied listening to the same song over and over again than watching the same video over and over again.
yeah.
Because, like, there's just, I don't know, when you watch a video, you're, like, watching the video. But when you're listening to a song, you can do a million things.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it's also not like you only have to watch. It's not like that's your only entertainment.
Well, yeah,
for
but
all
what
time.
I'm
It's
saying
just
is, like, I do a lot of work listening to music. And I'd be fine to still do the things I do now and just listen to the one song.
I mean, fair enough.
I just don't know what song I would choose.
See, I feel like the song choice matters too, because you would either want something that's like droning and trance, like something that's just, as far as feels, just even the whole way through. So if you're on repeat, you never really know the end or the beginning. It's just constant, right? Or you'd want something that builds, that has like a Stairway to Heaven, where it's like a slow, like
Freebird.
Yeah, Freebird. The Chain, Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of these songs that build. Like
I got real
something-
burnout on The Chain.
Yeah, The Chain's a good song.
It is a good song.
But yeah, something that like builds up and then sort of has this crescendo, and then there's like a falling act. It's like a story, you know.
Like Albuquerque by Weird Al. It's like
Right.
a 13-minute song, and it's just a big story.
American Pie.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, I don't know.
Layla.
I feel like most of these songs with, like any lyric-heavy song, like Albuquerque or something like that, again, it's going to be real distracting trying to watch, like, a movie with that going on in the background.
Yeah, I mean, you're right.
What about like?
But see, I don't think that would affect me that much. I think I'd be like, holy shit, they got Weird Al to do music for this? That's dope.
What about like the Crash Test Dummies song?
I'm not aware of that one.
Weird Al did a I thought you'd at least know the Weird Al like cover of it.
I mean, I might.
It's the song that's about like whatever current events in the '90s. Is the guy's like, once there was this guy who, like the singer, and then they go, It was well before your time, but.
I don't know. That's a difficult one.
Or
I could
Bop.
probably. Bop would piss me off.
Yeah, what if you were having a bad day? Like, just things are just going bad all around. It's like, just like, oh, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like almost anything you pick, it's going to, like, you're going to have waves of hating it and enjoying it again. It'll be like,
I want to do just like some symphony or something.
That's probably the best bet.
like
Or jazz.
How I Met Your Mother. Like how there's in his car, it has that one
oh
CD.
my gosh,
and
the
only plays
Proclaimers by 500 Miles by the Proclaimers is the only song that will play in his Fiero. So every time they go on road trips, they just listen to that song on loop, and it's great.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to go with the music one because I'd probably listen to more podcasts and audiobooks and things like that. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, some kind of like classical symphony would probably make the most sense.
Yeah, I'm thinking jazz now because like
I just
at
want to
least
listen to the Chattanooga Choo Choo.
with jazz, at least there's a little bit of spice in there, so maybe you can catch the end of something spicy.
Yeah, in the mood. It's a good one.
What's there's that, is it Whipped Cream? The one that, from that album that just loops really well?
Whipped Cream and Other Delights by Tijuana Brass.
Well, that's the name of the album,
Yep.
but the, I think the song is actually called Whipped Cream. But, okay. We're gonna get this copyright claimed.
I'll cut out all those parts.
Well, speaking of copyright claims, OpenAI in a British court of law.
See, in my head, I picture all British judges being like, "You're bloody stealing."
Winston Churchill.
Or what's the guy from in Episode 1 Star Wars?
Yeah,
Guy, the fish man?
Yeah.
Lives under the sea?
Yeah, Boss Nass.
Boss Nass.
yeah. No, that is that character's actual name.
George Lucas. Hold on a second. What the heck was George Lucas on?
He was like, this guy, he's going to be bossing ass.
He's like, you see, this is going to be Boss Nass. We have a Twi'lek named Star Courtney, and we've got a fish man under the sea.
Well, obviously, he think it's a good idea.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, gosh. He was also Jar Jar was the only one that talked like that too.
I know.
It was
None
like-
of the other Gungans were.
They just talked normally.
Yeah, Jar Jar was like a. Let's be real. George was a little. I mean, you know, especially with episode 1. Episode 1, there's a lot of stuff going on.
If you listen to this podcast, you've probably seen Star Wars.
Yeah, like Watto. Get real, Watto.
I hate
He's
Watto.
like, you can have the boy for $5, but I get to keep his mother. What the heck was that about?
I have 2 of the cups from when the Phantom Menace came out. One with a little Anakin and his pod racer on top, like a 3D green, and then one with Watto.
Was this from Taco Bell?
Maybe Burger King.
Because I don't remember. I remember when that came out. I don't like Taco Bell, but I made my parents take me to Taco Bell so I could get some kind of like
I'm really
Darth Maul
upset
thing.
Because when we were in Hawaii over the summer, I found the ones with like Queen Amidala and the Trade Federation dudes, and like I found like a bunch of them, and they were like super cheap at this thrift store. But I was like, there's no way I can pack these up and take them home because I had no room left in my suitcase.
That's a bummer.
I know. But anyways, ChatGPT is like, we have to copyright. We have to take other people's things to make our things.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, they're right, obviously. I mean, the thing is, you know, there's kind of 2 things at play here. You know, there's the very real. We have copyright laws in not just the United States, but you know, most developed countries. You know, for a good reason. That is, you know, protecting the interest of you know, the artists that make art, that write things, that, you know, do all these sorts of things. But at the same time, we have also reached a point where, you know, copyright laws are just kind of, you know, insane, especially in terms of how long they last. You know, it's kind of, you know, was it Steamboat Willie? You know,
Just went public domain.
Just went public domain. The first ever, you know, appearance of Mickey Mouse by the Disney company. And I mean, the reason that they're just now entering the public domain, this cartoon that was made in what, the 40s?
I want to say
40s or
earlier
50s?
than that.
It was the 30s.
So a long time ago.
The 20s, I'm pretty sure, right?
Was it? It might be the 20s.
28.
28.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, that makes sense. Yeah. 95 years. 95 years of copyright protection, which.
Yeah, I want to say that it was supposed to have like gone public domain several times previous, and they were able to apply for extension.
They've changed the laws in the United States to, you know, for Mickey Mouse, basically. I mean, you know, there's a lot of copyright legislation in the United States that is nicknamed after like Disney and Mickey Mouse because they've lobbied so hard to prevent things from entering the public domain. Because I mean, part of OpenAI's argument in this case was the fact that if they tried to make ChatGPT using only information and media that was in the public domain, it would not be useful for people, for modern individuals.
What if ChatGPT just became like a Netflix-style company? Because, you know, Netflix started, they like didn't have... There wasn't really anything other than like really low-budget movies that they were able to purchase to stream, and then we're just going to make House of Cards. What if like ChatGPT starts hiring all the greatest artists of our time to make unique content, but it's only available for ChatGPT to use for their algorithm? You don't have access to it at all. But like Beyonce gets to write unreleased music. There's the Wu-Tang Clan's unreleased album, and then ChatGPT takes it all, and then they're able to do this legally. Will this satisfy the British man?
That would honestly be like really depressing.
It'd be a baller move, though.
I mean, yeah, for them, not
Yeah.
for anyone else.
Sam Altman would just be like, yeah, I get to listen to this Beyonce song that no one else can hear, but it's in our algorithm.
Yeah.
And he finally gets to read the final book of Game of Thrones. He buys that.
Oh my gosh.
He's the only one that gets to know what happens.
Yeah. There's no reality where that happens, though.
No.
Because, I mean, there are no brand deals, not enough on the face of the earth to get enough content.
Right.
Because, I mean, there's billions of works of art and whatnot that have been absorbed by ChatGPT to train it into what it is today. Like, it took years and just millions and millions and millions of different forms of content and words and examples of human expression to train it.
To write a poorly worded email.
I mean, that's the thing. It's taken all this much to get to the point where it is, like, barely usable.
Yeah. It reads at like a 3rd grade level, but we had to. We had no other choice. Yeah, I mean, I don't really care. I mean, it's not like the artists that they're stealing, quote unquote, from are. It's not like they're being affected by it. It's not like they're using it. I guess they are technically profiting off of it, but it's not like it's infringing on anything that art that they've created, you know.
Right, but I mean, it is.
I think it's more of a fear for the future of like it being capable of replicating their work.
Yeah,
but
well, that's a real fear.
At the same level or better.
Right. I mean, we're not really anywhere close to that, obviously. Like, did you all hear about the?
I feel like we're not that far off from stuff like that because I mean, there's already been a ton of like, you know, blatant thievery of stuff, and there's some pretty insane art, and you can do it in like the styles of different artists already.
Yeah, especially paintings.
I mean,
Yeah.
some like visual art, sure, but like, I don't know, things like. Did you all hear about the? There was like a George Carlin.
Yeah, it's the state sued.
Yeah, he's a
like
state
a special that was like
sued a
generated.
podcast that was supposedly created an hour-long stand-up special in the style of George Carlin, using an AI recreation of George Carlin for him to do a hour-long stand-up special post-mortem. So, yeah.
I just don't know who I love George Carlin, one of my favorite comedians of all time, but I don't think I'd listen to that because it's not him, you know.
Right.
Like, I don't think that I would listen to like a Jimi Hendrix album that was like, clone Jimi Hendrix style guitar playing style, and we've released a new. It's not him, you know.
No, there's just something about like, I mean, yeah, how do we as a society move forward if we hang on to everything and every famous person that, you know? I mean, like, it's one thing to like listen to an artist that's passed away and reminisce on their music, but like, I don't think we should, you know, keep all these people, you know, still making things way past their death, because that's just like, you know, why?
And it's like, I don't know, some music and whatnot is like timeless in a sense, but at the same time, you know, like as a society, we kind of, well, at least I believe that it is important for us to do our own thing as time goes on.
Like,
you know?
one good example of like a good use of it, in my opinion, is that new Beatles song that came out. They were able to use AI to take the old recordings of John Lennon and actually, you know, separate the parts out and stuff.
But it's still him.
Like,
there's still a human piece of there. Yeah,
they didn't just, you know, AI his voice and throw in lyrics to him and be like, "Here's
I mean, because that's dramatically different. Because I mean, it was a song actually written and recorded by you know,
all the
John
Beatles.
Lennon before.
It was over a 30-year span. All the Beatles were on it at some point. So I mean, it was.
I just think that was like a super cool thing, because without, you know, all the AI tools, they wouldn't have been able to do that, because they tried in the past.
Yeah, well, I mean, like that's the thing. ChatGPT and all the other forms of generative AI are, you know, just very powerful tools.
Yeah.
I think it's just, I don't know. There is arguably know one good way to kind of legislate or rule on how these things, should be regulated.
Yeah.
I think that we need something, but I'm not gonna claim that I'm smart enough to know exactly the best way to do that.
Yeah, the problem with AI in general, I guess, is it hit us quicker than we had time. We talked about this before, but it hit us quicker than we had time to react with legislative measures. Similar to like in college football, the whole NIL thing, like that kind of happened, and then the NCAA was just like, I don't know, and then now they're like,
yeah, but I don't know. I feel like the NCAA can be blamed a little bit more than there, but
Oh, that's what I agree, but I'm saying like things are slow. So this is sort of came and it's here, and it's like
it'll be interesting to see if British American, if some form of copyright court comes in and makes some sort of major ruling against OpenAI and ChatGPT, because I mean anything that just involves like fines or things like that, they'll just pay it off. They'll do whatever it takes to just keep their products going as as unchanged as possible. But
yeah, I mean, if you give them the ability to throw money at something, they just will.
Right. But I mean, there's a very real possibility that in one of these cases, because there's many different cases being filed against OpenAI by a wide variety of artists. We talked about a while ago a bunch of writers in the U.S. were filing suit against them. I think that's still matriculating its way through the court system and things like that. I mean, one of these is going to have to go to court and force a ruling here, and it'll just be very interesting to see where the legal system kind of comes down. So the Apple Vision Pro comes out today, actually, Friday, February 2nd.
Yay!
We're recording this.
I've been saving for 2 months for this thing, and I've only got about 36 more months, I think, left before I can afford one. So I'm so excited to get one.
I'm waiting until I pay off my pizza to order this thing.
I think I'm going to get the Apple Vision SE in the year 2030.
Well, I mean, like, there is a... so we released a short talking about the Apple Vision Pro Wednesday?
Sure.
I think it was Wednesday. Gosh, time.
I just work here. I don't know.
Anyway, we talked about then the initial product reviews coming out for the people that got it early.
Yeah.
Like reviewers and relevant media personalities and whatnot. And I do think it's worth talking about because it is just so much more, expensive, but it is as more expensive as it is over things like the Meta Quest and even like the HTC Vive and all of those other VR headsets. It is at that much, maybe not that much better, but it is significantly better in terms of like visual fidelity and
latency.
That's a big thing.
It better be.
I think the biggest thing is the success of this headset is not going to be kind of measured in how well it sells. It'll be measured in how well it kind of lays the groundwork for Apple to create future generations that are more affordable and better. Because I mean, we've seen Apple do this time and time again. Like the first Apple Watch was way too expensive and didn't have that many features, and not that many people got it.
How much was the first Apple Watch?
An arm and a leg.
I want to say it was like $400. In like, whatever, like 2014. I have no sense of time anymore.
Yeah. I mean, this
But-
is significantly like this. Basically, like it comes down to: do you buy a Mac Pro or do you buy like that's the price range that you're looking at? It's
Right.
like a whole replacement for all of it.
It is like 9 times as expensive as like the MetaQuest 3,
Yeah.
right?
The smallest Apple Watch when it came out was $350.
And that's kind of what that costs now, so it wasn't.
Well, yeah, but I mean, with
People definitely didn't adopt it. That's for sure. I know when the watch first got announced, the people were clowning it, saying, like, "Who wants a watch?" But then, like, I mean, smartwatches caught on in general. But
Yeah.
I mean, watches are handy to have. They have come down in price. Like, I mean, you don't have to spend $350 to get an Apple Watch anymore. Like, I was making the joke about the SE, but like, the SE's great, like for what it is. If you
Yeah,
just want a watch,
That's the watch I have.
Okay,
Yeah,
so that was the
it looks
Apple
great.
Watch Sport, which was the first one that came out. The first just Apple Watch that came out after the Sport thing. 'Cause
Yeah.
I guess they, thought it could be a more versatile thing
faster,
for people to
yeah,
use.
sporty.
It was $549.
so that is
Okay,
prohibitive.
yeah.
Like, I wouldn't pay that for a watch. Even
And then,
now,
you
that's
could
fine.
pay $10,000 for the 18 karat gold one if you're,
Right.
if you're cool like that.
And there was a bit of a news story about Apple no longer supporting those.
yeah.
Which is funny. I mean, I don't know. No one spends that much money on a first generation Apple Watch unless they just have money to throw away.
Well, we
you
were
know?
talking about this the other day, how like the Vision Pro doesn't have a ton of framework in terms of like apps and features that people have already made for it because it's brand new.
Yeah.
Right. Right now, I believe it does have some some things in terms of like third party support. Like it
Were they
has, I
able
think,
to-
like Amazon Prime, like Prime Video.
I mean, were they able to adapt any of the already out there like meta stuff in terms of like the VR games that exist and any other?
I would assume devs have had dev
Software.
kits for a while, so I would assume that like if those are possible, they'll be not day one, but they'll be out soon. I would
Yeah.
imagine.
Yeah, I imagine we will see more things come out for it. Right now, right now there's not all that much.
Yeah.
Really, like the biggest thing in terms of practical use is just using it as a really really big monitor for your Mac. You
Yeah.
know, which I mean, to be fair, the other headsets are not really. I've been referring to this as a VR headset. It is more of an AR headset, technically, because it's much more focused on not just putting you in a in a completely digital environment. It's usually projecting things into like your view of the real world.
Which the newest Meta Quest has gotten a lot better about that too, right? Because I feel like I've seen a lot of
Maybe,
people.
but I
use-
can't speak to.
I feel like I've
the
seen a
Quest
lot
3.
of content where people have been using it to do like people have found out that they can watch YouTube videos while they're cooking and
That's cool.
that kind of stuff. And I saw stuff like that before the before this one came out. Obviously, since this one's just now coming out,
Yeah, because I mean that's kind of the
that's the way forward. I think natural progression.
in theory. Because I mean, I the big thing with this the Apple Vision Pro seems to be the fact that it is so much higher resolution.
Mark my words, this is what's going to happen. I have a hypothesis. The VR AR headset thing is going to be like the same back and forth that we're going to see between malls and strip malls. Like they shut down a bunch of malls because people liked all these big complex shopping centers that have like all these different stores.
Right.
We're going to it's going to become like people want to be fully immersed in VR, but then they're going to be like, no, we want AR. And then at some point, it's going to go back to, no, we want to be fully immersed in VR again. I guarantee it.
You think that's the next big thing?
I think that's what's going to happen. Maybe not the next, but at some point, that will be the way it shifts back.
I've always questioned who is this for VR and AR, because it seems like people think it's cool, it's a neat thing, but like
You can't walk around the office with like a AR headset on
No.
your face. Everyone make fun of you. And
well,
you
I mean, like
couldn't
maybe you get
just-
to the point where we were talking about the watches, where it's not goofy and it's it's just an everyday thing, everyday carry item. You have this goggles with you.
They just need to be more sleek and compact, which isn't really.
Yeah, it's like the Google Glass when that first came out, like the Google Glass project.
Conceptually, that was like,
Really cool.
yeah.
And there's that dude, the 3D printer guy. He's got I forgot
Zach
his name.
Friedman?
Yeah, he's got like he's built his own wearable tech. That's neat.
Yeah.
Still looks goofy. I remember the first video I watched. I was like, "What is this? Is this a
like,
scouter
man,
from
this
Dragon Ball
guy.
Z?" But like, I think at certain points, I think it'll be. I don't know that it's a fad necessarily. I just still wonder, like, are my parents gonna buy this? Would my sister buy this? And I don't think they would. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't, because I don't think. I don't know. I don't think that VR is ever going to be for everybody. I think there's a good chance that AR will eventually reach a point where it is for the majority of people to a varying degree of extent, I think. But it's going to have to get a lot cheaper and a lot better.
Right.
I think with the Vision Pro, we're seeing the first... one of the things that stood out to me in those early product reviews was... like the reviewer for the Wall Street Journal... Sorry, I can't remember her name, but she wore it for like a whole day. And, most people with most like current VR headsets can't wear them for longer than like an hour at the most before they just get like violently ill. So
And sweaty.
Yeah.
Real
Yeah.
sweaty. How does Apple handle the sweat problem?
Yeah. What's their sweat solution?
well, they don't really have any fitness apps.
I'll sit and sweat
right
in
now.
a headset with doing nothing. Though.
Yeah, but like
I get foggy because I'm warm.
I don't know. I don't think Apple has any.
Riddle me
grants.
this, Steve Jobs. How do you keep me from being so warm?
Can we make a video where we have like a seance with Steve Jobs, and we talk to him from the dead?
about the heat problem?
Yeah, about the sweat problem. Be like a short.
It's like an Iron Man when he's flying and he's like, "How did you do the ice problem? Or how did you fix the ice problem?" He's like, "What ice problem?"
Yeah.
That's me wearing the headset.
And if you wear that headset for too long, you'll have those Obadiah pit stains. If you get that, that's funny. If you don't, it's probably not as funny.
Man, how many people do you think really remember the name of the villain from the first Iron Man?
Oh, it's so like I'm sure George Lucas, if he came up with it, he would have been like, we've got an older guy. He's mean. He's kind of stinky. So I think I think Obadiah Stane is what we're going with.
It's just
Boss Nass. Stupid.
I would like
Thing
to
is-
think that someone
is-
was like, "Hey, what's the name of the guy who's gonna be Anakin's like slave owner?" And George Lucas turned around like, "What?" And he was like, "What? Oh, right, write that down."
Do you think Boss Nass got the name like was his just name before just Boss, and it was just serendipity that he became leader of the Gungan people?
No, I bet it was like
Is
a
it
like a
title?
lineage kind of thing, and so his parents named him Boss because they knew.
They knew.
Yeah. Or maybe it's like a... I don't know. Maybe there's some sort of fish joke in there about a bass.
There's some real dumb Star Wars characters' names.
Yeah.
Savage Opress.
Yeah.
Yeah, Savage Opress.
No, that wasn't George though.
He was involved.
Wasn't that all Dave Filoni by that point?
I know,
mean,
but Dave Filoni was writing it, and George was like, he was like cooking food or something. He's like, okay, Savage Opress, okay.
hey, look, Savage Press is a great character though.
What about Droopy McCool?
Droopy McCool.
Is that the pod racer?
No,
Oh.
Droopy McCool is the guy in, I think it's Attack of the Clones, where he's like, do you want any death sticks? And Obi-Wan's like,
that's that guy's
that's
name?
Droopy McCool.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Oh.
What about Alon Sleazebagano?
Sleazebagano?
Yep.
Oh man, who's the what's the name of the guy, the green guy in the pod racer scene? He's got like the fat cheeks, you know, and he's kind of like derpy looking.
Oh yeah, we actually
We talked about this not
on
that
the
long
podcast.
ago.
Yeah.
He's my favorite, and he gets like destroyed.
His name.
Well, I think everyone in that pod race dies except for Anakin and Sebulba, right?
Ben Quadinaros. I guess. Sebulba.
What kind of name is Sebulba? Why did this turn into like a Star Wars roast podcast?
I think it's just funny thinking about George Lucas coming up with these names and like seriously putting
Well, I
pen
mean,
to paper.
he's at a disadvantage anyways because he has two first names. You know, he doesn't know what names are supposed to be like.
Poggle the Lesser?
Oh yeah.
Poggle
I know
the
Poggle
Lesser.
Lesser.
Where's Poggle the Greater?
That's his dad.
Jack Porkins.
It's ironic because
I know
Poggle Lesser
Porkins.
is like the leader of the Geonosians.
Kit Fisto, obviously.
Yeah.
Mom of the Hut. Slow and Low.
I remember there was one. There's a Jedi in the Clone Wars that's only in one episode, and his name is I'm a gun die.
That's tragic.
That's so
I'm
funny.
a gun die, and the episode ends with him sacrificing himself to save a bunch of people.
Like even
So it's a little bit of a spoiler.
No, see, his full name is Ruger. Ruger Nass.
oh, so boss is a title.
Boss is his title. Okay.
That makes sense. The Gungan people seem like they're really straight to the point. He's a boss of nice.
I don't know. I mean, let's be. It would somehow be goofier if he was called like President Nass or something like that,
Sure,
right?
Leader Nass. I mean, if Vision Pro will let me like augment like Boss Nass into my environment, my surroundings, I can maybe talk to him. Get a little open AI in here. I could talk to Boss Nass, and then maybe I'll double my savings, and maybe in 16 months I'll be able to afford to purchase one of these.
What if we just all buy one and share it?
Oh, a communal.
Yeah, like a
But I'm
we'll
gonna-
like sweat swap.
I'm gonna sweat in it.
That's still over $1,000 from each of us. That's a lot of dosh. I don't know.
It's a lot of credits. Would you like to buy death sticks?
You want to sell me death sticks?
You want to clean up your life?
No, you want to go home and rethink your
that's
life.
right, yeah. I want to go home and rethink my life.
All right, let's talk TikTok.
I'll throw in a TikTok sound at that awkward silence we just did.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a clock.
Rather you use TikTok all that much?
No, I have a TikTok account because I got tired of being sent TikToks from my wife and my sister, and then like pop it up to the mobile app and then it not working and having to hit mute. So I was like, I got one so I can open the ones they send me, because if I don't, they get upset.
Yeah.
So at least I get to watch them
I
and be
feel
like,
that.
haha,
Yeah.
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 that's a cute cat, or wow, I can't believe you fell down those stairs. Haha.
Gosh, Michaela likes to show me all these videos of cats like eating corn,
Yeah.
and I hate that because they sound.
Why?
It's cute. Like
Sounds
some
really
of the cats are
cute.
cute, and it's cute watching a cat eat corn off the cob. But the sounds they make, I wish TikTok would mute those videos because I hate them.
Okay, well let's get to the point. A bunch of TikToks are muted now because TikTok and their deal with the Universal Music Group, which is arguably the largest music label in the world, has come to an end, and they have not reached a new agreement up to the recording of this episode. What I think is probably what we should address immediately is the fact that this almost certainly is not going to be a permanent thing, because this deal between TikTok and UMG is very mutually beneficial when you get down to it. TikTok wants access to these artists. I mean, we're talking about artists like
Taylor Swift, Justin Bieber, Lana Del Rey, Kanye West, Billie Eilish, Lady Gaga, Rihanna, Adele, Noah Kahan, Lil Wayne, Jay-Z, Mariah Carey,
Drake,
Garth
BTS,
50 Cent,
TLC, Garth Brooks,
Coldplay, Imagine Dragons,
Faith Hill.
You are actually
John.
looking at a list of...
Yes, I am. No, I'm just saying artists that I think of because I thought it'd be funny.
Well, I mean, you could.
Metallica.
It would be
Guns
funny.
N' Roses, Amy Winehouse, the Bee Gees, just to name a few. But wait,
Is Garth Brooks
there's
really not on
more.
there?
I don't know.
Because I just, sometimes you just want to like watch a TikTok with a Garth Brooks video in it.
I don't see
song.
Garth Brooks.
So the Garth Brooks is still on the menu.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll start TikTok.
But I mean, and TikTok wants that music, and honestly, UMG does want the exposure. Because I mean,
Yeah, because that leads a lot of people to listen to their music more because they get popular.
right. But I mean, there's a conversation to be had here about at what point does just exposure not cut it anymore? Because YouTube kind of went through the same thing. Back in 2008, where they got into a whole kerfuffle with the music industry because they had a bunch of YouTube videos that were using their music without their permission, and they essentially came to an agreement that led to the copyright claim system that everyone knows and hates today. But I mean, to be fair to the YouTube copyright system, is that it prevents YouTube from getting sued by companies like UMG and having YouTube videos silenced or taken down or things like that. So it'll be interesting to see how long this lasts and if UMG is able to get a deal that they really like out of this. Because it's just, I don't know, who really, when you think about it, who really has the leverage here? Because, I mean, obviously, the music industry well predates TikTok. But right now, so many new and up-and-coming artists are getting discovered on TikTok. A lot of existing artists feel like they kind of have to find a way to get their songs kind of hot on TikTok. It's
TikTok is like the new radio because it used to be that you pushed your songs to radio stations to try to get your artists noticed, so then people would buy tickets to their shows because they made money off of that. They didn't make money off of the airplay.
Yeah, because radio was like the place where you discovered new music because it would you had to listen to whatever came on. But
then it was MTV after that.
Yeah.
And then MTV was the big thing, which they did make money off of that because they had deals with Viacom and whatever. But now, I guess, in YouTube to a certain extent, was that way. But I guess now it really is TikTok.
But I mean, even YouTube, the odds are you're not going to discover a lot of new music on YouTube naturally unless you're looking for something. But on TikTok, when you scroll through, you have no choice to what audio pops up.
Yeah, I mean, there's been like that Kate Bush song from
Running Up That Hill.
Yeah, that song's 34, 40 years old or whatever.
Yeah, and it was more popular than it ever was when it came out.
Yeah.
So that's the weird thing about TikTok is
But that was more about Stranger Things.
Well, yeah, but it was Stranger Things kind of then distributed via TikTok.
That's true.
And there's older songs, I forgot exactly what song it was, but my wife, it was playing on my Spotify. My wife was like, that song's really popular on TikTok, and it was an older song. And I was like, what? It was an indie rock song from 2008 that I only thought that I liked, but apparently is now popular on TikTok.
Yeah, it comes in waves.
I was I remember there's this thing a while back where some artist that's more modern and hip with the kids or whatever did something with Ozzy Osbourne, and people were like, "Oh, it's so great that this artist has given this this old guy a chance to really show his talent." But it was Ozzy Osbourne,
Yeah.
But people just didn't know. A lot of people didn't know who he was, I guess.
Well, I mean, even kids my age at least knew about what was the Osbourne show that was on MTV or VH1? Was it just called The Osbournes?
Maybe, yeah.
Like that show was really popular. People just knew him from that and didn't even really know of Black Sabbath or his music. But yeah, I mean, I think eventually that, I guess like potentially TikTok would have the leverage here just because their platform's bigger. You know, they have the biggest platform right now, probably.
Yeah, arguably, I guess, I don't know, I guess it depends on, yeah, I don't know. 'Cause I do think, TikTokers and things like that, they're just going to start using other things. They have no problems discovering, old music and things like that and, just making it popular by just using it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we've already seen that.
So I think there is a very good argument that TikTok will probably win this standoff.
Yeah, because also the videos, like, you're not, at least, I don't use TikTok, but the way that I watch my wife use it, she doesn't go to, like, a song and watch videos that only have that song. Like, I guess you can do that. Like, she just scrolls, and then she sees a video that the content is something else, but the song happens to be a byproduct of whatever.
Yeah.
Songs in the background or whatever it is. And then that is either an earworm or it's not, and that's what catches on.
Yeah.
So I think they definitely have the leverage here in that sense that, I mean, if they want their artists to potentially blow up, they'll, like you said, they'll just find an old song or someone that's not on that label to insert, whatever sound into whatever video, and it'll blow up that way.
Because, I mean, sure, there are a bunch of, arguably, like, the biggest artists in the world, like, Taylor Swift, Drake, BTS, those artists are huge, and they're not really going to get hurt by this because they're already, top of the world on top of their game. But
I just wonder like how much this is going to affect like people, making new content if they can't use the cool popular songs,
Well, but I think that's the thing. TikTok is arguably the thing that makes these popular in the first place.
That's the way I understand it anyway.
So they'll just kind of pick something else. I mean, I think there is, to a point, you'll probably see, some stuff maybe go on to like a YouTube Shorts or an Instagram Reels or something like that because, they can still use that kind of music on there. Like YouTube is actively in talks with different music labels about setting up other compensation systems there and whatnot. But
I just don't know that those places have them. Look, the market share for TikTok is insane.
Yeah.
And like it's sort of, I don't know if it's first, I guess it is first to market with the shorts. I know Vine existed previously, but like that was a different concept, I guess. Like TikToks and Vines, weren't they originally limited by time? Like they had to be a certain amount of time?
Yeah.
Like wasn't a TikTok 8 seconds or something, or was that Vine?
The Vine was pretty short.
Okay.
Yeah,
and
I think
then
Vine was 8 seconds.
TikTok
and,
originally I think was only like 15 or something though.
And like TikTok originally was called something else, like
Musically. Yeah.
So and it was just about like dancing to music.
Yeah.
Like you would have a sound and you would dance to it.
Yeah.
So like I don't know, it's evolved over the years, but I feel like the market share is there at this point now. Like my wife probably is not going to bother with installing. I always think about what would my wife do because she's like the target demographic for this, but she's not going to move to another app. Like this is the app that she goes on. When she's bored. So
I mean, I don't know. YouTube is really, they are pushing shorts very hard. They are really trying to break into that market. And I mean, I don't know. They've had really a certain level of success. I mean, shorts get, millions of views, hundreds of thousands of likes. People are watching them.
Yeah.
But it's not, of course, it's not on the same level as TikTok.
Yeah, I mean, like when I
think if there was ever a company to kind of not stand up to TikTok, but like, because I mean, a lot of people, like there's a good chance that your wife probably has the YouTube app.
She does, but what I was gonna say is I've never seen her watch shorts on it. Like,
right.
She always pulls up like a
because she has
SpongeBob.
TikTok.
Right.
But like, if like, this is an entirely different conversation, but like if the government ever decides they've had like enough with like Chinese influence via TikTok, then there's a good chance that even if TikTok was banned for only a few months or something like that, while they worked out like a reacquisition by an American company or worked out a new deal with the American government that didn't have them banned, there's a good chance that a company like YouTube could really just kind of scoop up that stuff. Because I mean, heck, most of the content on YouTube Shorts, on Instagram Reels, is just re-uploaded
Yeah,
TikToks.
it's got the TikTok, logo at the bottom right.
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. Again, talking to the point of the UMG and TikTok thing, I do think that they're going to come to an agreement pretty soon, because I mean, it's mutually beneficial for both of them. Really, they'll figure something out.
I want to know.
There's too much value on the table for both of them.
I want to know what the effort is like on the back end for them to take all of their music out and mute all their songs.
I don't know.
It's probably just like a literal mute button, I would imagine, and then once the agreement's met, they just unmute.
Yeah, but also
all
like
it is have like a list.
I mean, people can obviously upload their own audio to TikTok. So I wonder, like, does TikTok have any things in place to prevent people from just adding these sounds back as it goes? Like, I mean, obviously, if someone cares enough, they'll report it and it'll get claimed or whatever. But I wonder what systems they have in place now to.
Yeah, I don't know much about TikTok's kind of content ID system, but
that'll be interesting.
Yeah, it's not the. I don't know. I'm not the one to speak on it. So.
Man, what happens if my song that I picked to listen to forever gets like copyright claimed? Like I mean, I don't know. So like, does the song actually play, or do I just perceive it? Is this like one of those magical situations?
Yeah, it's like a magical situation.
Okay,
Because
so
if I'm listening to, if I'm listening to like whatever music, you would just hear that song.
Yeah. So like,
just
what?
in
Okay.
place
So
of that.
if I like got on Spotify,
Yeah.
and I searched up like a song that wasn't my song I had to listen to,
Uh-huh.
and I pressed play, and it was like a copyright-free song, and then I recorded a video. Which song would be in the video?
It'd be Mbop.
Yeah, it'd be a third completely unrelated. No, for everyone else, it would be whatever
Man,
song you.
Could you imagine
out.
trying to like so I do a bunch of motion graphics stuff, and a lot of that stuff is you move it to sound because that's cool.
You'd have to get really good at reading waveforms.
It would all be
Yeah, but
be
like-
set to Mbop.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to just make everything from the same sound. I'm just gonna pick one of those like 10-hour long like songs.
Oh, like the beats to study.
Yeah, or like the
Yeah.
silence for 10 hours randomly interrupted by falling lead pipe or something.
You'd be scared twice a day. Oh God, what was that?
Eventually, I'd know what was gonna happen though.
Can I like do a 10-hour of just Boss Nass going?
Yeah. I mean, sure. I think so. If you're weird.
I am weird. Pretty weird.
I think I might just do the Tetris theme.
That's a good one.
That's a good one to
Tetris
hear
theme.
just over and over
Nah,
again. forever.
that's a good one, but it would get on my nerves.
Oh, what about Duel of Fates? Just all the time.
That'd be good. I like Duel of Fates. I bet there's a mashup between that and the Tetris theme somewhere.
Probably. There should be.
They're about to be.
Have you ever like started cooking and then you put on the Duel of Fates, and as it sort of progresses, you start really getting into like cooking?
You know that
I've done that before.
that pasta brand, I think it's like Brilla or
Yeah.
something. They have a playlist on Spotify, and each song is set to the different lengths of time that you should
Should
cook
cook your
their certain pastas. Like they have different
Really?
playlists
Man,
and stuff.
that's fun.
It's so cool.
I remember I was watching. I was cooking while watching The Bear.
Mm.
Have you seen?
I know that I haven't seen it though. I know what it is.
It's a terrible show to watch while you're cooking.
Stressful.
Well, because there's a lot of sounds of things like boiling over and like smoke alarms going off. So, like, every, like, 15 minutes, I would rip off my headphones being like, oh my god, is that real?
Yeah.
Or is that in the show?
What if you cooked to, like, Kitchen Nightmares, and it was just like you're making stuff, and all of a sudden you're like, you donkey!
Yes, chef.
It's raw!
Thank you for listening to It's News to Me. If you enjoyed this content and would like to see or hear more like it, check out our YouTube channel at youtube.com/@BurkIT or go to our website at burkitc.com. Our theme music is Big City Lights by Icholix. Come back in 2 weeks to hear more of me, Noah, and Tyler in the next episode of It's News to Me. In the meantime, keep your data secure and your mind sharp.
Can we just do a quick reenactment of how this probably went down? You be the judge, I'll be OpenAI.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me get in character. I'm ready.
Can I be like,
You can be the
DA?
stenographer.
It's not, okay, alright.
Yeah, get those typing sounds in there.
Who's the CEO of OpenAI?
Sam Altman.
Sam Altman, yeah.
And we've talked about him
Yeah,
like
we've talked
8,000
about it.
times. He's kind of taken Elon Musk's spot as our most talked about.
Yeah. Well,
CEO.
not quite.
It's the It's News to Me Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
First ballot Hall of Famer.
All right. Let me get in the. Let me put on my wig.
That's a big wig.
He's a big wig.
Man, is that where that comes? That's got to be where that comes from, right?
Yeah, the big wig.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people who just wore really big wigs.
Yeah. So, Mr. Altman,
Yeah, man.
you mean to tell me that OpenAI could not create a tool such as ChatGPT without such blatant violations of copyright, blatant and repeated violations of copyright laws?
Correct. You tried doing it without copywriting. I was thinking you'd do this more of like a, you'd be like, so yeah, you can't use all this material, and then I was gonna be like, well, how else are we gonna make our things?
Well, okay, let me try that.
Okay, round 2. Yeah, you're really getting all this down. Okay, can we get the meeting notes read back, please?
I got.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Mr. Altman,
Yes.
you understand that ChatGPT is violating many copyright laws. You can't do that.
How else are we supposed to make ChatGPT? We have to use everything. You try doing it without using everything. Bet you can't. No. I'm Sam Altman.
You're bloody stealing!
Alright, that was a bad bit, but we'll make it work.
No, it was a great bit. I enjoyed that.